What went wrong during the expansion into the Canadian market? Overly ambitious expansion plan. Firstly, I will discuss how Target missed the mark from the beginning by taking on too fast. The overly ambitious plan to open 133 stores within such short span of time while simultaneously hiring employees and building 3 new supply chains was too much. Opening so many stores in such a short period led to havoc with inventory planning. Although, the extent of the inventory problem could have been minimized if Target had postponed the launch of other stores upon the initial inventory issues. However, no launch date was postponed. As a result, the inventory problem multiplied with the launch of every new store. It got so bad that at one point consumers couldn't find what they wanted when they wanted in most of the stores. Being overly aggressive from the beginning killed the opportunity to figure out what worked and what didn't. Technology failures. The selection of inadequate software systems played a significant part in the failure of Target Canada, since the software systems used in the US stores couldn't interpret Canadian currency and recognize French characters. It could not be used in the Canadian stores. Since implementing the US ERP system was not possible, the decision was made to go with a German-made ERP system called Systems, Applications, and Products. SAP allows businesses to track customer behavior. Also included in SAP were enterprise resource planning and data management programs. SAP was the industry standard, and many large retailers were in the process of switching to SAP. However, Target was quick to realize that SAP had its shortcoming, and other retailers such as Sobeys and Loblaws were also incurring difficulties in implementing SAP. To use SAP, Target had to enter the data of 75,000 products manually into the system. Due to time constraints, the process of entering the data was rushed. As a result, most of the data that was entered into the system was inaccurate, which broke communication between the warehouses and stores, which resulted in overstocked warehouses and empty store shelves. The ERP system wasn't the only technology-related hurdle. The POS system was also riddled with flaws. The self-checkouts would give out incorrect change to the customer. Often self-checkouts would indicate that a transaction was complete but then never process the payment. Personal and management failures. The failure of the CEO and other executive missteps also contributed to Target Canada's failure. Despite the facts that the Zellers stores were small and were in shopping centers that were hard to access, under Greg Steinhoffel the company still paid significantly higher than market value to Hudson's Bay to acquire the leaseholds for their Zellers stores after learning that a competitor was also interested in the leases. Paying so much to take over the leases left no other option for management than to open the stores as quickly as possible to start generating revenue. As a result, senior management in Minneapolis created an unrealistic timeline for the expansion. Due to the tight deadlines set, Target was unable to invest sufficient time in training the employees. A majority of the Canadian employee received minimal training compared to staff in the US. In addition, there was no consistency between the US and Canadian stores. Consumers in Canada felt the prices were higher and had less variety than the US stores. Target Canada realized that it would take until at least 2021 to get to profitability, so they thought it would be in the best interest of Target to leave the Canadian market and focus its efforts and resources on growing the US business.